we glitched. Hang on. Is that better? Okay, I have returned. Turn that down. Okay. I think we're good now. Let me check my volumes. Okay. I think that's good. Alright, yeah, that should be fine. We have a story game tonight. It's one of those things I downloaded a long time ago and forgot about. So I have no idea what this is about. My best guess is based off of the name. So we're gonna find out tonight. My mic stand finally came in, so it's not sitting on top of 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 manga books. Well, anymore. Because that's what I had it sitting on before. So, yeah. And it also got, a filter for it, so hopefully it sounds a little better. And we don't have, as much static. Okay. I would call this... Actually, I should switch over to... There we go. Pop us in this corner. Hi! Scoot over just a little bit. I just want to check the audio. Okay, I think this should be fine like this. Perfect. I'm gonna plug my headphones into my PC and not my phone, so that my mic won't pick up anything. And I would say we're good to go. Is this thing... Hang on. Where's the source? Game window. There we go. Wait a second. Hold up. There. Okay, now it's the right size. Okay, we are good to go. Yeah, I can still see chat. Okay. Let's just get into it. Crossroad Keeper. What falls but never breaks, and breaks but never falls. You inhale deeply. Crisp air floods your lungs as if the space had been entirely empty before, and the dust and the cobwebs are exhaled with your breath. Your head clears. Nightfall and daybreak. The stars sparkle in the night sky, sharpened by the cold. The last grip of the sun has retreated, leaving just you, the crossroads, and the nighttime. The waiting is surprisingly hard, just as it always is. You cannot remember your first night. It must have been long ago, to have been so thoroughly swallowed up and abandoned by your memory, but the waiting has never really eased. You keep waiting for it to become routine, to become natural. It hasn't. Not yet. Watching the stars rotate above, the moon sliding smoothly through the heavens, feels like a holy ritual. That is, until the petitioners come. Their presence requires that you profane the crossroads you stand upon so thoroughly that you would hate the very dirt beneath your feet if it could change anything. You dread the petitioners and their stories, their wails, their requests. It sours your stomach to think of them. And then some nights, none come. You're not sure which is worse. Time is too slippery a thing for you to hold on to anymore. You don't know how much of the night has passed when the first appears. There's a weak puff of air, a breath cough. I was doing so good. There's a weak puff of air, a breath caught before it escapes the body against your face. It's your only warning before the spirit appears. Your skin tingles, the sensation of being watched, and your whole body stiffens. Petitioner, state your name. Where am I? The spirit's voice echoes. The spirit's voice is an echo of what it was in life. A deep baritone with an odd tremble, like the warble of nerves. You sigh softly, taking a moment to pause and let the spirit gather itself. The in-between it occupies, the space between life and death, is often disorienting, and a few answer your question the first time it's asked. You're at the crossroads. State your name. The crossroads, they're real. It's not your job to answer his questions, and you've already answered one. You opt to remain silent until he returns the favor. The spirit looks around, frantic, as if trying to determine its location. Growing impatient, you run your tongue over your teeth. Their edges are razor sharp, but never seem to catch your skin. I'm Cyril. Just Cyril is plenty, thank you. Make your request. State your case. They always have a case, a reason. Some are more exceptional than others, but each petitioner has their story. What those stories are barely matter to you, but you must hear them nonetheless. I cannot die yet. You don't understand. I need more time. I have a family. I have a wife. You can't take me yet. You misunderstand. I'm not the one who took you. I'm not a reaper. I'm a crossroad keeper. I do not deal in life and death. You don't? His fear is palpable. A thickness in the air. It tastes like salt and burnt sugar. No, I deal in promises. Promises are made, and promises made are promises kept. That is what I can do for you. I can make you a promise, and in return, you will make me a promise. You keep yours, I keep mine. If you don't keep yours, well, then I can't keep mine either. Do you understand? Yes, please help me. He doesn't understand, but his comprehension isn't your responsibility. So what is it you want? My wife, she's pregnant with our first baby. I can't leave her now, she needs me. Please, I need more time with her. You eye him, frowning slightly. To him, you appear a being wrapped in shadows, face indiscernible, but he seems to sense your displeasure. Even just 5 years, please, I need time. He begs one more time. Most of them do. Do you grant it? We are going to save. Okay. Return. Be generous. I can offer you this. You can have as much time as you can keep. Avoid another untimely demise, and you could live to grow old with your wife. All you must do is turn the visitor under your roof away the moment you return home. That's all. Yes, simply keep your promise, and I'll keep mine. Yes, I will. You must say the words. I promise. I can fly, but never cease. I'm a thief, but all things belong to me. I can be lost and found, wasted and wanted, but once I am gone forever. Oh, I type. Okay. I would assume it's time, right? I guess, right? I don't know what that means. Time. You feel the moment he returns to his body and inhale that near last breath brushing your skin. You know that he will keep his promise. He will return home and immediately turn out the visitor that he brought into his home only last night. In turn, that visitor will kill him. He will be dead within the hour and his soul will be collected. There will be no more chances for life. The clearing... Wait, what? Did we just send him to his death again? Damn. That's kind of fucked up. The clearing remains empty, nearly peaceful, if the stain of what had just transpired didn't mar it so well. Until it doesn't, and it isn't. But it is not a petitioner. It can't possibly be, for this one is... alive. That's a little strange that we could just get a person if we're supposed to be dealing with souls. Only trolling him to death. Yeah, it's strange. Like, we promised him time, but then manipulated him into doing something that'll immediately kill him. It's not completely beyond the realm of possibility. You're certain other living humans have come to retrieve promises before, but you've never seen it happen. He walks down the center of the road, eyes on the ground, scanning the area as he approaches the crossroads, and you, standing there center. He doesn't see you, you're certain, but it does not make it feel any less strange when he stops barely a foot away, his eyes scanning around him before returning to the object in his hands. He holds a small wooden box in his hands, carved with symbols that tickle your consciousness with a familiarity just out of reach. There are things within the box you know, but you can't see what. He places the box on the ground, practically at your feet, and then places a flower on top of it. It's really a bunch of flowers, tiny yellow things, clustered atop a thin, branching stem. You aren't able to identify the flower before he lights the box on fire, and the entire thing goes up in flames. You wish to step back, but of course you can't. Your feet can never leave the absolute center of where this road crosses the other. It's a meaningless desire anyway. The fire won't hurt. You can't even feel its heat. The man allows the box to burn until the flames go out on their own, and then looks around. He doesn't seem to see anything, and you wish you could reach out to him, signal to him. The desire is snuffed out quickly, replaced by a bolt of anxiety that makes it hard to breathe. You can feel your boss's disapproval, as if his fist is clutching in your spine. He waits, you're not sure how long, but the time he approaches the box once more, the stars have shifted. Somehow the wooden box itself seems to be unburnt. He lifts the box up, peers inside, and then empties the ashes into the road. Clouds billow up from the ground, and he annoyingly waves a hand through them to disperse them faster. He kicks at the dirt once with a booted toe hard, and then turns sharply on his heel and leaves. You find yourself staring at him for the rest of the night. It's been days, at least since anyone has come to your crossroad, alive or otherwise. You had hoped for a time that you could see the odd man again, but it had faded quickly. He had probably been in the wrong place. The waiting was starting to blend into itself, time feeling very long, then very short, and then like it didn't apply to you at all. Could time even apply to a creature that isn't truly alive or dead, that finds themselves firmly in the seam between the two? Ooh, soul. You see the shape before you feel, and you see the shape before you feel the breath. This one is sharp and fast. A blast of air into your face. Thankfully, it's dry. Where am I? What's happening? You sigh. You can do your speech without thought. It's the same every time. You do it now. Had you actually been bothered by being alone for so long just a few minutes ago? You long for it now. What's your name? I'm Greer. Please, it's just me and my sister. It's just the two of us. Our parents are... who knows where they are. It doesn't matter. It's only us. She's too young to be alone. I can help. Oh. I can help with that if... I'll do whatever I need to. I just need my sister to be safe. To be taken care of. She's only 8. She's too young to be on her own, and we don't have anyone else. You calm down enough to explain what you can do for them. I just need to know what it is you're looking for. I just need to take care of my sister. She's the only thing that matters. There's a buzz in your spine. Your boss loves petitioners like these. The open-ended ones. The truly desperate ones. It sits unhappily, a weight at the dead center of your chest. But you push past it to speak. They need something from you, and they're willing to deal for it. Do you grant them what they seek? Why do I get the feeling this will kill the sister as well? Let's go with that. You pause for a moment, waiting for them to make their statement, to identify what it is they want. But instead, they're only growing increasingly distraught. She's only 8, you know. She's young. She needs. Tell me exactly what it is you want. Let me go back so she isn't alone. Let me go back to her. You pause, thinking for a moment before nodding. I can promise that you can go back to your sister so she isn't alone. You, however, must promise to never speak to another soul besides her for as long as you live. A wiser person would have paused. Greer didn't hesitate a breath. The words barely left your mouth before they declare their answer. Yes, I promise, yes. So then... a promise? I guess, right? What can be broken without ever being held? So many things. Broken. It's like me. Damn. Turn the sound off. But never held. Yeah, okay, it is a promise. No space, okay. ERE. Hang on. I'm gonna start tracking the letters, because some of these are highlighted in a different color. Where's my notes app? Notes. Found it. New note. Okay. ERE. That's what we have so far. It's curious to you, the kind of love Greer has for their sibling. The way everything else has already fallen away, so to make this person the entire center of your world was as natural as the breath it had taken to make the choice. Greer will keep their promise. For their entire life they will speak to no one but their sister. They somehow have no remorse for their choice, even as their sister grows wary of being Greer's entire world and starts to pull away, even as their sister, unworthy as she is, leaves Greer alone most of the time. It seems just as lonely to love as to not. Oh, he's back! The man is back. He has an easy way of walking, a casual stride that sways like a jazz tune. He doesn't have the box, and he doesn't come all the way to the center of the crossroad. Instead, he stands in the grass across from you, surveying the area as if he was expecting to meet someone. Then he pops the cork off of some small bottle and holds it in his hand, then tosses it back like he expects it to taste foul. He doesn't flinch as if it does taste bad. However, you find yourself observing him keenly. He has a birthmark on his neck, and just above it, a jagged scar that is healed pink. It looks jagged and dangerous, but staring at it gives you the same calm as watching the stars whirl by. When you look at his face again, he's looking through you to whatever is behind you. You glance over your shoulder, but nothing's there. Then you realize he's looking at you. He can see us? I thought he wasn't supposed to be able to see us. Ah, there you are. You're back. It was the first thing that came to mind, the oddest part of it all. You're not sure you've ever had someone come back, even if this one is alive. You remember me? His voice is pleasant. It's quieter than you would have thought, and it vibrates at a lower pitch than you'd expected. I can't do that. I don't know how the fuck to do that with my voice. You were here a little while ago. You burned something in the crossroads in a box. He takes a few long-legged strides towards you, the easy gait distinguishing how much distance he actually covers. He's an arm's length away, within a few steps. Why are you here? It was my understanding that people come here for promises. You hesitate. People isn't quite the word you would use. Most who come do so because they're close to death. You're clearly not. You're fine. So why are you here? Well, looks can be deceiving. He pauses like he's waiting for something. Your eyebrow arches higher and higher, but he doesn't speak. The silence stretches on too long to be comfortable before he clears his throat and continues. No, I don't need to bargain for my life, but I would like a promise anyway. A promise for your life? No, I'm really pretty secure in that. But I can seek other promises, right? You hesitate. You've never done something like this before, but a promise is a promise, right? You're about to answer when there's a surprising tug on your brainstem. Your boss's voice rumbles through your mind, gravelly and eager. A shudder of repulsion ripples down your spine. Make the deal. I want him. Make the promise. Make him a promise. You chew your lower lip, your teeth sharp enough to cause pain, but still you never bleed. Okay, I can make a promise for a promise. You keep yours, and I'll keep mine. I'm familiar, and I know you need a request. You see, I have a very important event coming up in a few days, and I need to... What? I need to make sure I won't oversleep. Dude, buy an alarm clock! What? You blink a few times. It's not until you start to speak that you realize your jaw is slightly ajar. You... what? Yep, you see, I'm a heavy sleeper, so I set alarms. I do the put your phone on the other side of the room thing. I try, but it's a very important event, and so I really can't risk it. So I need you to promise me that I'll wake up on time. This feels wrong, like an abuse of power. Like using a nuclear weapon to kill a spider. I want him. Make the promise. He'll be back for more. You sigh, unable to hide how absurd you find the request. I don't know what that word is. You have no choice, but at least it'll count towards your quota. Okay. I guess we'll save. Okay, I will promise you that you will wake up on time for your event. Can we say specifically you'll promise me I wake up by 7:30 a.m.? You're glaring. You hope he can't see past the shadows that wreathe your form. Most people can't make out your facial expressions or features, and he should be no different. I promise you will wake up by 7:30 a.m. in time for your event if you promise to bring a gift to the crossroads before your event. What kind of gift? A flower. Yes, bring me a flower. It's an awkward... I need to quit clicking that. Return. It's an awkward demand, but it's simple enough that he'll actually do it. And it will get him back. And that is what your boss wants. He'll get more comfortable at some point and start promising more and more. At least, that's the plan. Absolutely, I promise. The casual tone of these promises are unsettling, but you proceed, feeling very much like he has the upper hand somehow. Oh god, is it man or human? I think it's man, isn't it? Okay, it is man. It was red. That was wrong? What do you mean that's wrong? Was I supposed to put human? When was the last time we saved? Here? I don't know how far back. Human? Okay. Whatever. So we want the U. Oop, there goes my phone. We want the U, that's why they did it like that. That's kind of messed up. I don't know if they actually used human very often when they made that riddle. Okay. You wait for the unusual unfolding of information, for the knowing to settle into your being like a long-held memory, but it never does. You linger a beat, but still nothing happens. Perhaps the deal was so small that it was insignificant? This thought offers you no comfort, however, as that either means you failed to lure him to greater promises, or... I'll see you soon then. You startle, blinking your vision into focus. You hadn't expected him to still be here. You weren't sure what you had expected, but the petitioners usually were yanked back to their into their bodies or moved on. But this person just stands here, staring at you, smiling. My name is Jesse, by the way, he says as he turns to leave, chuckling. You stare at him dumbfounded. You'd forgotten to ask his name. How had you forgotten to even ask his name? It takes him a few days, but he does return. Jesse places a long-stemmed flower on the nearby flat rock not far from the road. You recognize the flower quickly. It's the same one he brought with him initially and burned, but now instead of one shorn sprig, there's a small bundle of the dainty yellow flowers. Their fern-like leaves fan out below the clusters of flowers and paint a pretty sight. Is it this kind of flower? Oh, I see. They remind you of something. Wildflowers, maybe? As promised, your head tilts slightly, and you examine this man. He can't possibly be what he seems, can he? You can still see me? Hey, that was a voice line. Hold up. Settings. There's voices. Where sound? I wish it would give me an example of the volume. Okay. Hopefully that's more audible. You wish you could lift your feet so you could shift your stance. Put a little distance between you both, but your feet don't budge. They never budge. Until next time. He turns to leave, and your heart lurches into your throat. He can't leave yet. He can't. Wait. He stops, and you're left grasping for something. Anything to say that might get him to stay. You want to make another promise, right? Yes. The answer feels mishappen in your mouth. Like a lie, you ignore it. Isn't there something else you'd like? I can make far better promises than timeliness?
Oh, another time, beautiful.
He's gone. No petitioners came. It's lonely. Oh no, what happened? Why do you look so tired?
You're funny.
That doesn't sound very crossroad devil of you. You grit your teeth. You're not sure why you'd asked. The question had leapt from your tongue before you could consider it. Is it possible you're concerned? Don't be ridiculous. It was curiosity, not care. Perhaps I can interest you in a promise to address that exhaustion? Jesse's smile falters for a moment. You're certain of it. You just don't understand why. Well, luckily for you, I am indeed here, because I seek a promise. You take a slow, deep inhale to keep yourself calm. He's mimicking your speech patterns, and poorly, but engaging in whatever absurdities he's trying to orchestrate isn't going to help. What do you seek? I'm going out to dinner tomorrow, pizza, and I plan on wearing my favorite shirt. I want a promise that it won't get stained. You're almost angrier at yourself than you are at him for thinking for a moment that he would take this seriously. That you may be able to get your boss to give you some room to breathe. As it is, you can feel the warmth the warm heat of his breath against your scalp, as if he looms just over you, watching, waiting. You want to promise that you won't stain your shirt. After a long pause, you come up with your promise. This could work. I will promise that you will not stain your favorite shirt at dinner tomorrow night. You must promise not to turn on any lights in your home until after that dinner. You're ready for whatever he has to say. Except, of course, what he says. I promise. You blink, you hesitate, but it's begun. There's no going back now. What's happening? I breathe, yet I'm not alive. My licks are never of love. The more you feed me, the hungrier I become. I've never heard this one before. What is this? That breathes? Okay. Actually. Okay. R-E. This is mostly vowels. You don't get the full information you're used to. Usually, you can follow someone from their promise through to their next end, but with Jesse, you only know a small part of what comes next. You know that he will keep his promise. You know that it also won't do what it is intended to do. He won't trip or hurt himself. There will be no catastrophe to drive him to a more drastic deal, or even better, become a petitioner. You know, don't you? You know that I won't break my promise. You don't answer him. You don't have to. All you need to do is get him to come back. You know, I can almost see that foul face you're making at me. Your eyebrows shoot up. The shadows that wrap around your devil form obscure all sight. You can't even see past them to the true shape of your own hands. How could he see your expression? He looks so damn smug you wish you couldn't see his. Are you here every night? Yes, I am. You have no idea of how to conduct yourself. Petitioners are supposed to leave after an exchange of promises, and yet once again Jesse remains directly in place, as if the crossroads is the only place he wants to be. Perhaps this is why your boss usually dislikes dealing with the living so much. They linger. You really don't like talking, do you? I'm not here to talk. I'm here to conduct business, and we have conducted ours for the time being. That is wildly rude. It is not. It's just the truth. I don't understand why you keep hanging around here. You can feel your boss bristling behind you. Something about Jesse provokes him so forcefully that you can feel it, like electricity arcing from an unknown source to you. And there Jesse stands, completely oblivious to how his mere existence sets your boss into a blind rage. The presence of your boss gets closer and closer until you can't shake the feeling that he's leaning over you to snarl in Jesse's face. He can't touch Jesse, of course. Not without the right promise, which is partly why he's so frustrated. But you've made a promise to your boss. You fall under his influence. Fear rips through your chest, sudden and uncontrolled. It clouds your mind, only one thought makes it through. Get Jesse away. Get Jesse away now. I have other business to conduct, and you're in the way. You need to leave. The words fly from your mouth before your mind catches up and are disproportionately. That's a really long word, holy shit. You see how many letters are in that? The words fly from your mouth before your mind catches up and are disproportionately harsh, but you can't bother yourself with feelings right now. Okay. His agreement is surprising. It's more than surprising, it's out of character. But you don't worry about questioning it right now. It's just not the time. See you tomorrow. Wait, what? Your boss's presence becomes a physical force against your back, towering over you. You know if you were to turn around right now, there would be nothing but the wide open road leading into the distance, but this knowledge doesn't make you feel any better. On the contrary, you feel much, much worse. You can't see him, you can't touch him, but the rake of his claws, sharper than a razor down the side of your neck, are all you need to know that he can absolutely touch you. You let him leave again. He'll come back. I grow tired of that answer. I do not care that he comes back, I care that he leaves. You've never been so relieved to see a petitioner. Your boss's presence dissipates in the breeze, as if he's never been more than a heavy fog in the first place. If you can collect on this spirit, maybe you can get a little breathing room. You'd give anything just for a little breathing room. What's your name? Arnold. Who are you? What's happening? You're dying, Arnold. As we speak, your body is failing you, and you are dying, but you have an opportunity. You are at a crossroads, and I deal in promises. I get it. Your eyebrows raise, practically kissing your hairline. Oh, you do? Yeah, not too long ago, I was pretty important too. Barely a few minutes ago, I was the strongest boss in one of the most widespread criminal organizations in the country. I know I get negotiation when I see one. I see. Arnold laughs. It's strange. It's a strange sound from his spirit, a raspy, windy sound that seems like it would be painful to make. I'm not going to be bashful about it here. Who cares here? Only you, and there's only one part of that you need to care about, and that's why I know how to negotiate a deal. So let's negotiate. You don't know how to react to this, petitioner. This is not the easy win you'd been hoping for, but it does feel doable. Now what kinds of things do you deal in? I deal in promises and second chances. You watch the man grow uncomfortable. The confidence isn't genuine, it's put on, and it wavered in the face of the notion of second chances. Tell me what you need, Arnold. Tell me what it is you need, Arnold. I will make you a promise, and then you will make me one in return. As long as we both keep our promises? Yeah, I get it. I get the idea. But what I need is to go back. I was in the middle of so much. I had projects blossoming. I had new neighborhoods coming in under my control. I had Arnold's voice cracks and he starts talking again. He almost sounds teary. I had Paul. Who's Paul? My husband, a saint. He waited while I went up through the ranks to even get married. Then we finally get married, and nothing changed. I still worked day and night. I still screwed around. I wasn't the husband he deserved. Hell, I wasn't the husband anyone deserves. You're telling me I could get another chance with him? His business is unfinished. Do you send him back? Let's go with that one. Because usually this just means they immediately die, from what I've seen. I can promise you 1 year. During that year, you can write out the wrongs of your operation. I can promise you 1 year. During that year, you can right the wrongs of your operation has committed. You can right your own wrongs if you choose. You can be a worthier man. Only 1 year? That's nothing. It's 365 days more than you currently have. That is what I can promise you. You can take it, or you can go. Arnold is very still, thinking, wrestling with himself. You observe, with his pride, he is not coming out of this deal with the upper hand, and he knows it. He hates it almost as much as dying. Almost. Okay, I accept. Say the words for me, Arnold. I promise. It belongs to you, but it is used more by others. I would assume. Nope. What would that be? Your name? Interesting. There it goes. Another E. This is primarily E's. The man will keep his promise. He'll devote himself to becoming a pillar in the community. He will utify. Where am I getting an F? He will utilize the infrastructure of his organization to better support social programs. He helps reduce the violence in the neighborhoods. Crimes drops. He works harder than he ever has had. He works harder than he ever has to undo the harm he has done. In doing so, he faces the ramifications of his decisions for the first time. He sees what he's done, the effects of his grab for power. He is overwhelmed with regret and is more motivated than ever to do what he can with the time he has. And he has no tie whatsoever to his husband. His marriage becomes the silent backdrop to his charity work, his fundraisers, his ethical projects. Paul will be supportive. He will never naysay in his husband's goals. He will never take this away from him. Their marriage will be a ghost of a thing. Damn. You expect to have your time to breathe, take in the night air. But it doesn't matter what you expected because Jesse is already here.
Hey.
Oh. He lets out a laugh, sounding as surprised as you feel. Did I startle you? Well, I don't usually have visitors right away, much less ones who are living. You fight with a smile. It feels stiff on your face, like the muscles aren't used to pushing and pulling in this shape, but it forms nonetheless. You know, I think this is the clearest I've been able to make out your face so far. I mean, I can't see it, but I can almost see that movement of it. I can imagine the face you're making based on that. It's an odd feeling, being seen. You have questions, you have concerns. Why are you so covered in shadow like that? Why hide your face? It wasn't something you thought about, and yet the answer comes easily, like something you've always known. I steal from death. It doesn't like Damn it. I steal from death. It doesn't like thieves. Wisdom says I keep my face hidden. Do you ever take it off? No. Maybe this is a weird question, but have you seen your face? Do you even know what you look like? I think that answer is no. You're about to call him absurd, of course. You know what you look like. Who doesn't know their own face? But when you try to picture it, you try to conjure up the image of your own face, the shape of your eyes, or the color of your skin, the bend of your nose, or the bow of your lips. All you can see is shadows, shadows upon shadows layered around your body like bandages obscuring everything, and the two curved, sharp horns upon your head. Your eyes hurt, they burn and feel hot, and when you blink and try to ease the discomfort, your eyes feel wet. Why are you here, Jesse? Jesse's smile is warm and very focused on you for a moment. It's difficult not to look away. I came to ask for a promise, of course. You can't help but perk up at that, swinging your attention back towards him. In the back of your mind, you feel the beginning of rumblings of your boss paying attention to what's happening at your crossroads. You did? I did. You want to hear what it is? Do we even? You're immediately suspicious, but captive audience you are. You can see it. So what is it you need? I want you to promise to sit and talk with me this evening. You stare at him, waiting, because there's no way he meant that. I understand you're going to try and make me wait it out, but I am, in fact, being serious.
Let's make a deal.
That is what I wanted promised to me. Now, what can I promise you in return? It feels like your throat is closing up, the weight of your boss's presence coming down on you slowly but surely, pressing you down into the deepest recesses of your mind. Damn it, he's going to force you to take the promise. What was he thinking, offering like that? How reckless, how immeasurably stupid. You scramble for an idea that would satisfy your boss for the time, but doesn't end with... Ooh, that's interesting. You can sit with me and talk, but you have to observe any petitioners who come in. See the process. You cannot interfere or ask questions.
I promise.
You should really be more careful about how you just throw those words around. He lets out a bark of surprised laughter, looking genuinely pleased. You don't know how to take it, so you ignore it. Jesse settles himself in on the road, legs sprawled out before him. So, tell me about yourself. You glare at him. No. You can't just say no. You promised to talk to me. Have an actual conversation, so now we talk. You groan loudly. We can talk about you then. I already know about me. That isn't how this conversations work. You groan again.
Let's make a deal.
What? Fine, how about this? I'll offer you a little miniature game of promises, a game of chance, really. He pulls out a shiny silver coin from his jacket pocket, holding it up for you to see. I'll flip this coin. You're going to call it in the air. Whoever's side gets called has to answer a question. You glare at him and cross your arms over your chest. Ready? No, this is stupid. Call it. Tails, I think. Damn it, heads. You get to ask about me. The word get implies I would want to ask a question. Don't you? No. No questions at all? You're not even a little curious about me? No. You paused, I knew it. You do have questions. Ask me something. You eye him thoroughly. You eye him through narrowed eyes, weighing the potential consequences against your curiosity. Why are you here? Honestly? Obviously. For you. You snort loudly and roll your eyes. You should have expected as much. It's a non-answer, a workaround. Of course he's here for you. He's here for a promise, a deal, something that he can only procure from a crossroad keeper. He was cleverer than you'd give him credit for. Petitioner. Your eyes shift from Jesse to the new presence at the crossroads. We have company. Without any additional prompting, Jesse withdraws to the grass besides the road, putting a respectable distance between you both. If you're being honest, you appreciate not having to repeat yourself. Rippling waves of anxiety emanate from the petitioner, and it begins speaking the moment you turn your attention towards it.
Yeah.
Please, you have to help me. This can't be happening. My poor animals, What is your name? The spirit is obviously distressed. It seems to unravel into wisps of smoke at any moment. The agony of its desperation slowly shredding it, but the moment you begin to speak, you can tell it's trying to focus on you.
Yeah.
Lydia. My name is Lydia. What is it you're looking for, Lydia? What do you need? You can feel Jesse's eyes on you, and you can't help but glance at his way. You see no sign that he can see the spirit. His eyes never leave you. You wonder if he can hear. You wonder if he can hear her. Suddenly, you do not like this promise of his. It doesn't feel so innocent. You've never had to have someone watch while you promise away the souls of the innocent. You don't really like the idea of him seeing this side of you. The spirit sways back and forth and side to side, but it doesn't have any further outbursts. It is, you think, the most distressed soul you have ever had in your crossroads.
What about?
I understand if it's my time I should go. I do.
Right?
I'm not afraid of dying. I've had more time than most. It's my animals, they're all alone.
Yeah.
I've been living off on my own for so long. I just don't have anyone anymore. It's just me and them. I can't leave them. And then just never return. They won't understand.
Oh.
And worse, there'll be no one to care for them. Lydia lets out a groan of agony. They'll starve. It's a slow, cruel fate. Please, I need to go back for them. You can hike my soul. Just give me a chance to find them all good homes. Let me save my loves. This will be very, very easy. How will you deal with this? Oh. Whoops. Thankfully, I have a lid on this drink. I don't want him to have her. But also, I'll do that. I can promise you this. You will live until all of your animals have new, appropriate homes, as long as you avoid another untimely, unusual event. In return, you must promise your soul to the crossroad. This must happen as soon as you return. No matter what happens, your soul will be the payment for your promise. Souls cannot truly weep, but Lydia comes very close. Her gratitude is overwhelming. It makes you feel slimy, disgusting. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I accept. I need you to say the words. I promise. Excellent. Huh? Hmm. I have no idea what this is. Can I search for this specifically? so many options because none of these actually. Where's my save? Yeah, we're just gonna run through several possibilities because I have no idea what it is. And the results I find are very mixed. Okay. Nope. Next attempt.
No.
Nope. Nope. Again? Time? Still nope. I really don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be. Bro.
No.
This is what save files is for. Okay. I don't know why it would be that.
No.
Dude. I feel like they're forgetting that there's a fucking king.
No.
We can try it. Nope, that's still wrong.
No.
No, it's not. I'm genuinely stuck here. I don't know what this is. is this?
Renona.
Don't mind me desperately Googling. There we go! Okay, that kind of makes sense. Finally.
Yeah.
That took like 10 minutes. Let's see, it's another E. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 E's so far. I was expecting it to spell out a word. This is not spelling out a word. You don't need to question it, and you don't... What? And you don't feel the need unfurling confirmation in your mind to tell you that Lydia will keep her promises for her pets, her family. She will do anything. You feel the moment her soul is sworn not long after she returns to her body. It will go to your boss as soon as all of her creatures are accounted for. You cannot shake this feeling of remorse. It tastes like bile in your mouth. You stand alone only long enough to gather yourself before Jesse returns. Are you okay? That seemed rough. I'm fine. Your voice creaks heavy with emotion. What's happening? You've never struggled after a promise like this before. It's not your fault, so why do you feel such guilt? Grief? Jesse's hand comes up, stopping a few inches shy of your face, as if he meant to touch you, to comfort you. He doesn't cross the bounds. He doesn't make that contact. He doesn't even speak. But somehow his hand there, just visible in the corner of your eye, it helps. You can almost imagine how the heat of his palm would feel on your cheeks. He stays like that, watching your face until you exhale loudly and adjust your stance. His hand drops. Shall we continue our game? The teasing tone of his voice eases the pain in your chest, and you smother a hysterical laugh that bubbles into your throat. Instead, you mask it with a fake groan of annoyance, which earns you a chuckle from him. I don't see why you're so stubborn like this. It's just talking. It doesn't have to be so hard. Well, for some of us it is hard. Some of us have other things going on. What do you have going on? You didn't win a toying cost, so I don't have to answer that. Fine, beat me at my own game. Just flip your coin. Alright, I'll even let you call it again. Heads.
You're funny.
Interesting strategy. I see what you're doing. The odds are 50-50 no matter how many times in a row you flip it. Yeah, but it's still a bold move. I like it. Flip the coin. Heads again. Wow, what are the odds? 50-50. I just said that. Don't get smart with me. You know that wasn't my question. You sigh loudly. Fine, ask, or keep blathering on, and we'll get interrupted again. Do you like what you do? You frown, trying to wrap your mind around the question, and you find you simply can't. I don't know, I just do it. This is less something I do and more something I am. Are you sure that this is what you are? Your mind is tugged to flicker of something so far in the distance you're not sure if it's real. It's almost familiar, but the shape of it is wrong. It doesn't fit. But your boss, he is real, and you can feel him just over your shoulder, waiting. Yes, this is all I am. I don't believe that. You wait, unease growing in your gut, then the slowly extending silence makes it worse. Are you going to flip the coin again? Do you want me to ask you another question? Do you find yourself enjoying our little game? You fumble uselessly. You fumble uselessly for a full sentence. The majority of a phrase, a solid declaration, a semblance of a thought, anything at all. Instead, you sputter helplessly. Your face feels painfully hot.
You're funny.
Feeling a little bashful, beautiful. I was being generous. This is your game. I don't care. Besides, you probably cheated. Cheated on a game of chance? You glare at him. He's not supposed to be able to see you, but you suspect he can tell. He shakes his head at you and then makes a circling gesture with his hand. Fine. Last one for the night? Okay, but I'm going to flip the coin. You can call it. Uh-huh. His smile is dazzling. You want to flip the coin? Why is that? I told you, you're almost definitely cheating. It's probably a double-sided coin, or you're lying about the result. It's a conversation, not a competition. You snort at him and roll your eyes. It's most definitely a competition. Jesse's expression shifts, his eyes locking onto yours, his smile softens around the edges. Right, of course. You would think so. Silly me. He closes the distance, stopping just in front of you. You hold out your palm for the coin. His gaze trails from your hand to your face and then back again. Without ever breaking your gaze, he drops the coin into your palm. His fingers brush the shadows, then through them. The contact of his skin against yours sends a shock all the way through your arm. You jerk your hand away, nearly dropping the coin. You can't put words to how he's looking at you. You focus on the coin instead.
Flip a coin.
It's not double-sided. Call it tails. It lands in your palm, tails side up. It's tails. Go ahead, ask me a question. Why are you here? Why do you come to the crossroads and ask for such trivial, mundane things? You're the one with all the fiendish insight, aren't you? Can't you tell? You hate to do it, but you shake your head slowly, admitting that he can't read him feels like baring your naked body to the enemy. It bothers you, doesn't it? That my deals are so small. He's not wrong, even if he isn't quite right either. It's not my turn to answer, you have to answer. Or you pause, questioning the wisdom of your next words before you continue anyway. Or you can make a real deal with me. Maybe you just don't have anything I want. That's absurd. You come here all the time. There has to be something you want. Something you're building up the nerve to ask for. When Jesse looks at you again, he finds your eyes instantly. He shouldn't be able to do that. He shouldn't be able to easily sift through the shadows, but he does. He shouldn't be able to see where they are, but he stares knowingly into your eyes. It's so bizarre and distracting that you startle when he speaks. You're right. There is something I want. He steps away and you feel hollow. Keep the coin. And then he's gone, and you're left holding the silver coin, the only proof he was ever there at all. You're back.
Appears so.
He fixed it. Are you going to make a real deal with me? Or are you here to be sure they have eggs at the supermarket tomorrow? No more niceties, You roll your eyes. The presence of your boss thuds in your temples, aches in your jaw, makes your teeth painful. You suspect that he is keeping a very close eye on you since Jesse is here. He's getting tired of waiting. You're out of time. I don't like niceties, and this isn't about that. You sound upset with me, are you? No. You're terrible at hiding your feelings. Not only are they written all over your face, but they vibrate off of you like static. I can tell you're upset. You may as well admit it. I just don't understand, and I'd like to. If you're not here to make a deal, I don't understand why you keep returning. I'll make a deal with you. You scoff and roll your eyes. Yes, where have I heard that? I'll make a deal, but I want you to ask me your question before I tell you what it is I want. You open your mouth to object, but he interjects, continuing. And I want to ask you a question too. You're mad at yourself for thinking, even for a moment, that he would take this seriously. You wish you could leave your spot so you wouldn't have to stand there and listen to him. That's not how it. Your mind nearly splits with the bolt of pain your boss lunges inside, clamping down on the words before they can fully leave your mouth. Do not let him go. Make the deal. Make it now. He cannot slip away from me again. Take the deal. What is it? What's happening? You realize you're bent over, nearly in half, clutching your head. The echoes of pain are now fading, and you start to feel foolish, exposed. You straighten, your breath comes in huffs, and as if you're winded, your head swims unhappily. Your boss is holding on too tightly. This better not be another bullshit deal. He doesn't answer, only watches you. Is something happening? Are you okay? Just make your promise. Wait, but they didn't make terms on well, I guess he did. Just for questions. A smile creaks across your face. You have just the thing for him, just the test. Why is a raven writing? Why is a raven like a writing desk? I haven't the slightest
idea.
Why does he do that? Just read the line. Don't make me read it. You tilt your head slightly at him. Something in your mind is unfurling. It tickles the petals of the flower under the influence of spring. You're afraid if you look too closely at it, it'll wither under the force of your gaze. What is it you seek? What is it you seek to have? What? What is it you seek promised to you? His eyes burn with an intensity that makes him look a light in the darkness. You. My turn. My question. Oh? What is your name? Is there a wrong answer? We're gonna save. Just in case there's a wrong answer. Save. Return. Because, like, we've been saving the letters, right? And it's so many E's. So I don't know if... I'm gonna put mine, and then we'll see if it turns red or not. Okay. Now, quickly, we're going to load and see if it's any different. Yes. If we put the E-R-E U-R-E-E-E. That's what we got. Collecting letters. Okay, it's the same. So either I'm bad at collecting letters, or it doesn't matter. Loading will lose unsafe progress. Yes, what should I put box back? Okay, do you still have the coin? You're about to deny it, but then you feel it. The coin is still held in your hand, your fingers curled protectively around it. You hold your hand out to him, and the shadows that cling to your skin seem to ripple, revealing the coin. He looks relieved, and curiosity pricks your interest. Keep your hand like that. You obey, but a slow, creeping feeling of dread begins to mount your spine. You expect your boss to intervene, but instead you feel his chuckle building in the back of your throat. Interesting. Jesse pulls out a flower from his jacket pocket. It's the same flower he brought you, his first promise. The tiny yellow flower clusters are slightly crushed. He places the flower into your palm atop the coin. You're not surprised that you can't really feel it. You know something is there, but the finer details of the texture are lost on you. It's simply the slight increase of weight in your hand, your burden. You watch him pace around in a circle, looking thoughtful. Then he's behind you. You can't quite see what he's doing. He disappears entirely. He disappears from your sight entirely for a moment. When he circles back into your sight, you can tell he has something clenched in his fist. Your spine wants to shiver, but it isn't made for that. He stands before you, his eyes flickering, his eyes finding yours once more. His gaze, consuming and intense, keeps you still. He holds his fisted hand over your outstretched one and pauses. You are what I came to the crossroads for. His fingers unfurl, and the handful of dirt from the very road you stand on falls over the flower and the coin, disappearing beneath the shadows, where it would dust your skin. You expect something to happen, but nothing does. You're about to point out how foolish this is when he suddenly grabs your hand, clutching the dirt, flower, and coin between your palm and his. He's touching you, grabbing your hand. But that's impossible. Your fingers lock around his hand with a strength you didn't know you had. It's a reflex beyond your control. Jesse looks pained, haggard, but you see a twitch of a smile in the corner of his mouth. Then, just as you know the fates of all other promises, you know the fate of this one, the only possible fate. You pull his arm with your whole strength, yanking him towards you. The shadows engulf him like a fire lapping over gasoline. You can hear your boss's laughter, wild and wickedly joyful, but it's growing distant. You thrust yourself out of the crossroads center. The shadows seem to have forgotten about you, abandoning you to claim their prize. You burst into the night air. The true night air, not the haunted you've been trapped in. It's cold, each breath pricking and stinging on the inhale like the needles in your lungs, but you can't stop gasping down deep, delicious breaths. Your legs are stiff and weak, and you fall to your hands and knees in the dirt. You scramble to your feet awkwardly, knees stinging, trying to put some distance between you and the devouring shade.
What the fuck?
You turn around to see Jesse. Oh no. Oh no. Is this some of that shit you replaced them to free them? Oh god. The darkness has its shackles around his wrists, it drags him in. You can feel the empty space inside your head where your boss once was, where the knowledge would seep into your bones after each promise. But both have been carved away, but you don't need them to know Jesse is already caught. Your boss wanted him far too badly to ever let him go. You want to run. You don't want to see this. His expression as he's consumed and embalmed in shadow. It's so much more painful to witness than you ever would have believed, but your body refuses to obey. You watch on. Then you feel warmth on your back, the warmth of the dawn's first rays. You turn towards the sun, drawn in helplessly. It's been so long since you saw the sun. So long. The light creeps over the horizon, bringing a cool blue sky and casting gold over the landscape around you. It changes the very scent of the air, kissing your skin and smearing off any remaining tatters of shadow. You close your eyes, letting it warm your skin. Do you remember the last time you saw the sun? You already know where this is going, what you're going to see. But you turn back anyway, look towards where Jesse was moments before, wrapped in shadows. He's gone. You're free. Oh my god. I don't know how to feel about that. Let me pull up Google, see if there's any other endings. What time was it? 7:30? Yeah, we can totally run through some other endings if there are some. Promise me you'll live. Game. Okay. Promise me you'll live. Found it. Damn, they did this in 4 days. Three endings. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking for a thing if it tells me. I don't know how we get different endings though. Okay. Well, let's start. And because I'm assuming it'll be the same. What if we just refuse to make any deals? Oh wait, go back. I can't go back. Whoops. I totally forgot this stuff would change. Let's... I don't want to save. Return. I want to load. Go back to A. Right here. Yes. Deny. No. Just like that, he's gone, moved on. His last breath completes against your face, a rattling, damp thing. You brush off the urge to wipe your face. There's nothing there. even if you can feel droplets of spittle against your cheek, wiping it would do nothing except amuse it. What was that? He's angry. You knew he would be, but you do your best to ignore the grinding, growling voice that sounds like it's emanating from just behind your eyes. That was a perfectly viable soul. You would have broken and you know it. Oh? Didn't seem so to me. You clench your jaw to brace against the force of the growl he releases. He doesn't believe you, not at all. You think you've spared him? You've spared no one. You've done nothing. The clearing remains empty, nearly peaceful if the stain of what had just transpired didn't mar it so well. Alive. Okay. Yeah, I think this will all be the same. Where am I? Side. Greer. I will not promise. They're already gone. The kindest thing you can do is go. There is no promise you can keep to me that wouldn't be selfish of you to keep. You and your sister will pay the price. What are you doing? They were a poor candidate. They weren't going to. It's not your job to let every spirit go. It's your job to deal in promises. Remember, that is your promise. You sigh softly, looking towards the empty patch of grass where Greer stood moments ago. You hope they're sisters and as alone as they said. The man is back.
Hey.
Okay, this is the same. Who has 4 legs in the morning? Human. You wait for the usual unfolding of information. I'll see you there. Right, this is all the same.
Oh. Yo.
I breathe my lips in a red love fire. See you tomorrow. We're really just pissing off the boss. You must give him a deal. The boss is watching. What if I pick this? This is different from what we chose last time, so we'll go with it. I can promise you live the rest of your days with your husband. You will live as long as he does, so you may grow old together if that is what you wish. But in return, you must promise me that you will confess to your adultery. Hey, no, that's not why I told you. I would have known whether you told me or not, Arnold. And that is not part of the message here. And is that not part of the message here? Poetic, I think. You say you want to be a better husband, the one he deserves. That begins with honesty. There has to be something else. I have money. I don't care about money, Arnold. I care about promises and what comes next. You are what we call a risky investment. You already broke your promises, so this is my offer. You may take it or you may go. Arnold agrees. I promise. What costs more? Oh, this is different. What costs more than life and less than air, defies death and humbles the gods? I have no idea. Costs more than life. Defies death and humbles the gods. Close. testing. We'll save and make sure, but it might just be. Quick. Return. No, it's wrong. Okay. Load. Oh, cost more than life plus. Nope. Nope. I don't know. I'm not good with riddles. Still no. Nope. No. Return. Load. I'm really bad at riddles. Costs more than life. I don't know. Still no. Okay, I'm just gonna look up the fucking, promise me you'll live game walkthrough. Damn, there's not one. Okay. Are there more? This is annoying. I give. I don't think it matters, except for one of the endings, so it should be fine. You cannot bear to do it once he sees his husband again. Oh, he cannot bear to do it once he sees his husband again. He knows he has harmed him, the damage it would do to Paul to confess now. He can feel it, a tidal wave of regret threatening to drown them both, to ruin them both. Arnold will spend one last night with his husband, and then choose to be the only one ruined. He will pass at dawn, with his secret remains untold. You wonder if this was kindness or selfishness. They so often look similar, act similar. It makes sense why humans get so tangled in each other's emotions and destroy each other so easily. How can anyone tell which is which truly? You let your head rest in your hands, pressing your cool fingers to your temples. You wish you could sit. I think this looks the same. Yeah, this is the same. Tails. Turn my head so you get to ask about me. I think we're getting place. No one wants to ask a question. No. Okay. Continuing. Right.
No. No.
She's a loner. It's just her and her animals, a modern-day hermit. You try to use the limited extent of your abilities to detect some other possible exchange. You find none. You cannot offer free help. Your own promise binds you. How will you do? No. Ugh. It's the same as last time. Did the king... We figured out the answer before. What was it? Death, I think. Yes.
Yeah.
Right, this is the same. Text.
Yeah.
This is still the same. Okay. You're back. Right. Boss is an ass. What is your name? You still have the coin. This feels like it's going to be the same. Ooh, this is red though. It takes a minute before you realize you're screaming. A claw swings down towards your and Jesse's clasped hands with a growling horror. You realize that Jesse cannot see it, and you yank your hand out of the way, narrowly avoiding the razor claws, sending objects flying. Your body seizes up, becoming immovable. Your nerves burn. The boss has wrested nearly all control from you. Has wrested nearly all control from you, save a small corner of your mind you find yourself trapped in, watching helplessly. You have been a horrible investment. His voice is a hiss filled with more rage than you can ever remember hearing from him. It fills you with an overwhelming terror that rapidly decays into a profound, consuming dread. I can make no use of you here, but maybe... The smile that comes over his face is cracked and crooked, disjointed. Maybe I can reconcile my losses with you elsewhere. The shadows engulf you entirely, blotting out everything. The sky, the forest, the moon. Jesse. You feel the tug of movement. You know in an instant what is happening. Beyond the shadows, you hear Jesse scream.
No!
Let's start over somewhere new. Somewhere he will never find you. Damn. Okay, so now we just need to figure out what the name was. Because the letters I collected don't make much sense. Whatever, I'm gonna try and find this. Okay. That is not what I would have gotten from those letters. Hang on, let me look at what letters we have. Where's my notes? Yeah, we have E-R-E. We have E-R-E-U-R-E-E-E-E. How do we get Rue from that? Am I just dumb? I guess if you just take the 3 letters without duplicates, you'd have E. Right? I guess. Maybe. Anyway, let's see if we can find. Is this it? Your name? Oop, no.
Ooh.
Oh, yep, found it. That's correct then. They're screaming in your head. Your boss's guttural wail is so loud that you can't hear your own thoughts. Everything goes black. Rue. 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 You're drowning in a pool of utter darkness. You thrash frantically towards the surface. Your lungs burning, you're suffocating, you're dying. You thrash through the shadows. They're cold like water, but the tendrils have fingers and teeth. They cling to your skin, to your clothes, and wrap around your limbs and pulls. The dark tries to peel back your eyelids, tries to pry open your lips, pulls in your nostrils. It wants in. It will tear you to pieces to get in. But the backs of your eyelids plays a slideshow of slow-moving pictures, visions of a person who had been long locked up and buried, left for dead. Rue walking on a pavement of some main road, laughing. They spin and jump, a series of clumsy pirouettes. Before dipping into deep, lopsided bow, Jesse laughs, his expression more free and joyful than you would have thought him capable of. Rue half asleep on a coach. Their head in Jesse's lap, he brushes gentle fingers. They're calloused, you realize, from holding pencils and pens, markers and charcoal over their cheekbones, down the bridge of their nose and over their lips. His touch is so gentle, reverent, he outlines their features one by one while they swim in and out of... Did the music change? Of dozing. A look of abject fascination. He finds them breathlessly beautiful, or given breath. Rue walking with her fingers firmly intertwined in Jesse's, their clasped hands swing effortlessly between them. It's a gesture so repeated that it's become ingrained into their movements. Rue and Jesse are each half a gate, swinging counterweights to each other. They're so light, cocooned within their love for each other, they feel safe. They approach an intersection in the middle of the woods, a crossroads. Jesse points towards it. Rue leaving their bed in the dark of night, returning to the crossroads alone. Rue drowning in the shadows, the forks of them shoving into their mouth and down their throat, filling their lungs with cobwebs and dust, sheathing their brain into obscurity and confusion and nothingness, swaddling them in ribbons upon ribbons of blackness until they were no longer visible through the depths of the darkness upon them, transforming them into a living shade, crowning them with horns, and then peeling open their eyelids. You claw your way free, and the breath you take upon breaking the surface of the gloom rips through your lungs. It burns and tears, and you realize it's a scream. You pull yourself free with a tearing sensation like leaving skin behind, but your feet move. Rue. You stumble forward on legs that are too stiff and too weak, and Jesse lurches forward to meet you. Shadows pull away from you, and smoky wisps carried away from a gentle breeze you hadn't known was drifting through the clearing. Strong arms come around you, and you're being pulled against a warm body. The feeling of his warmth alone brings tears to your eyes. Your senses rush back, your vision returns first, somehow both less sharp and more colorful. Then you're overwhelmed with the smell of Jesse, of worn leather and his spiced aftershave. Finally, sound washes over you. The clearing is not as quiet as you'd believed for so long. There's the rustle of leaves tossed about by the wind, the rush of your own breath in and out, and your heartbeat in your ears. Then rumbling above all is these sounds, is the vibrations entering your bones like a prayer, the sweetest sound of all. Jesse murmuring your name over and over and over.
Ooh.
Your arms wind around him. They'd feel so heavy, but you'd rip each and every. Your arms wind around him. They feel so heavy, but you'd rip each fiber, every shred of muscle, one by one, to hold him, to cling to him. Your voice hurts when you speak, Jesse. He gathers your face in his hands, thumbs swiping away the tears that flow freely now, and looks at you. Although you know the shadows are still falling away, his expression leaves no doubt. He sees you, and then he's kissing you. We're still shadow, though. You cling to him, the strength in his embrace and the sweetness of his breath. You can no longer read the emotions the way you did during your time as the Crossroad Devil, but you can read him. He cradles you with such devotion, his lips convey every moment of fear, doubt, and horror and guilt. The devastating relief, the unyielding love. And then for the first time in far too long, you see the sun begin to rise. Well, we did it. We found all 3 endings. And it's only 8 o'clock. Let's see. Pop over to chatting screen. What can we do for the rest of the night? Do I have anything right now? I don't really want to pull up Danganronpa right now, because I feel like we're at a point where it'll be like something that'll run too long. How long have you been live? Almost exactly 2 hours. Well, that's long enough for a single stream, I guess. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything we can do right now. So, I guess that's gonna be it for tonight. I don't really have anything else to say. My schedule for the week is up on Twitter. It's pinned on my account, so it'll be very easy to find if you want to know what I'm doing for the rest of the week. I am 4 days off this week again from streaming. I'm going to change the way my schedules are set up, so I'm not going to have these real long breaks every other week. So I will be streaming on Mondays on the weeks where I am visiting my parents, so that we don't have a 4-day weekend, basically. But I can't stream on Fridays because I drive home after work, and then I'm there for the Saturday and Sunday. I drive back up on Sunday. So yeah, we might have some Monday work streams, because that's when I usually do most of my offline work, that's like when I do all my model stuff, and I work on art and stuff for streams that I have not finished. I make my schedules and stuff like that, so I might be doing streams where I'm just doing that kind of stuff on Mondays, and so that'll just be a come vibe with me time if I am. I might do some games or something. But that's gonna be it for the night. So thank you for tuning in, and get some good sleep. Good night.